Greetings and welcome to another episode of Trippy Food and another installment of Et Tu Frute. That's a Latin joke. It is you, fruit. I don't know in Latin. Never mind. Anyways, today we're going to be trying a bunch of different fruits, interesting fruits. Some of them you might be familiar with it, and some maybe not so much. So we have a wide variety of fruits from a bunch of different places. I'm not sure where to start here. We'll start with the easy stuff and work our way up. So let's start with this, and you guys probably recognize this, and this is a persimmon. So this is your standard persimmon. There's a fuyu, I think it's called, persimmon, and some of them are more expensive than others. Now the thing about a persimmon is you have to get it just right. If it's not ripe, it will completely dry your mouth out. It's like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like eating raw hops and baby powder. It's crazy, just like dries your mouth out. It's really like tart. And so the trick is to get it just at the right stage. So if you can put your finger through it, it's probably overripe. And if it's firm to the touch, then it's probably underripe. And you don't want to eat it when it's underripe. So you almost want to get it when it's almost rotten. It's really hard to tell. So we're just going to go ahead and try this. There we go. Now this dark part here, I think is probably going to be sweeter and less tart, and this part here is probably going to be more tart. So let's give this a shot. I'm going to start from the part that looks like it's maybe overripe. Ah, good. Okay, so it's at a nice stage of ripeness where it doesn't have that effect where it dries your mouth out. If you've ever experienced that before, it's definitely not pleasant. There's another fruit, an Indian fruit called chiku, and it does the same thing. This is really nice. It's like, it almost has like a mango taste, but it's not quite as sweet. It's like a cross between a mango and a papaya, but it's really good. Again, it's kind of a gamble when you're doing this because, like I said, if it's underripe, it is definitely an unpleasant experience. That's really good. Now, I'm going to suspend my rating system only because this is fruit, and they can't help the way they taste. So it's not like somebody made them good or didn't make them good or whatever. They are what they are. I mean, I'll let you know if it has an unpleasant taste, or if it's like really tart or really sweet or whatever, I'll let you know. But at the same time, I don't think I'm going to rate these only because, like I said, they're fruit and they are what they are. All right, let's graduate to this. Now this looks like a guava a little bit, but it is not a guava. This is in fact a feijoa, and feijoa is native to Brazil and other parts of South America. So we are going to try this. You can see why it has a very similar look to it that guava does. Tastes like a pear. It tastes very similar to a pear. A pear of what, you say? Very similar to it. Well, it's like a pear with a sweet juice on it. Really hard to describe. It's kind of a sweet, it's like almost an orange flavor, and then that underlying pear flavor. The texture is like a pear too, or pear or apple. That's really nice. I have not had it in that form before. I've had feijoa drinks before, but I've never had it in that form, and it's actually really good. All right. So now let's try, I'm going to do this one last and I'll tell you why when we get to it. Let's try this one next. So this is the passion fruit, and passion fruit is vine born. So you'll see passion fruits, like it looks like it's coming off of a bush or something, but usually it's the vine is growing into the bush. These are also native to South America, particularly Brazil and other places. So let's take a look at this. It has a very hard shell. And then the inside is very similar to granadilla, which we did with Colombian fruit. So it has this fruit that's covered with this sort of jelly substance. In Colombia, they call this maracuya, and they use it for like toppings on dessert. And you can eat it, the seeds and all. Let me just scoop that out. Oh, that is really tart. Almost citrusy. Oh, that's really good though. It's like it has a lot of acid to it, because you can actually feel it, like it's like vinegar on your mouth. But that is really good. Now, that is really tart, and I'm wondering if maybe it's not quite ripe, but either way, it's still good. All right, let's do this one next. And this is a mangosteen. And a mangosteen is native to the islands of Southeast Asia. And there is like a pulpy fruit that has a seed inside, and the seed inside is inedible. I guess sometimes people roast them to make them edible, but it's inedible in the same way as raw almonds or apple seeds, in that it generates cyanide gas. So if you eat too many of them, it can be really toxic. Has a very hard shell. Now the thing about mangosteens is, if you pick them before they're fully ripe, when they become really ripe, this hard shell softens up, and then it opens up, and then the seeds fall out. But if you pick it just before it becomes ripe, it doesn't ripen off the vine, and so you get this, hard shell here. But it still should be edible. So let's see. There we go. Now this is not going to be edible, I can tell you right now, because it looks like it's gone moldy on the inside. So we're not going to be able to eat this. That should be like just plain white. So this is way past being edible, and unfortunately is a little bit moldy, and I'm not going to be able to eat that. So we will have to do another one of that, of mangosteen, and get one that's a little bit fresher, where we'll be able to eat that. So sorry about that. Next, we have the Asian pear. Now this thing is as big as someone's head. Well, maybe a very, very small person's head, but this thing is huge. There's different varieties of Asian pear. So this is just one of them. They are native to southern China. They're somewhat expensive. So if somebody gifts you a Asian pear, then they think highly of you, because they're very expensive. And these really, you can eat them in any stage. So it's not like you have to wait till they're ripe or not ripe and everything. As the inside, it kind of looks like an apple. I'm going to take that little tough part out of the middle. And we're just going to eat it like that. I'm not going to eat the skin. This one, if you've ever had, it's kind of like a little bit of an apple texture, almost potato. It's very light flavored. I'm not particularly sweet, but it's not bitter or anything else like that. It has more of a light apple taste and a pear taste though. But it's really good. I'm saving this one for last. I'll show you why in a second. We're going to do this one next. Now, this one, you're looking at this and you're going, Val, it's not a fruit, that's a pepper. Little do you realize that peppers are fruit. Right? Anything that has seeds in it is a fruit. A pumpkin is a fruit. A watermelon is a fruit. Cucumber is a fruit. These are all fruits. And peppers are fruits as well. So this is called the chili manzano. And a chili manzano are native to Mexico. And the name manzano comes from the Spanish name manzana, which is apple. And they call it a apple pepper because of the way it looks. I mean, the shape. It's kind of a shape of an apple. These run about 30 to 50,000 Scoville units, heat units, which puts them somewhere between a habanero and a serrano pepper. So it's going to be hotter than a habanero, not as hot as a serrano or a cayenne pepper, but still is going to have some heat to it. Interesting, these little black seeds inside. All right, I'm just going to cut like a slice of this. We'll just try that piece there. Texture-wise, it smells like a bell pepper. Really unusual flavor. It has a really strong fruit flavor to it. Maybe it varies because I've had hotter jalapenos than that. Doesn't seem to be like jalapeno hot. The more you eat it, the more heat you get out of that. Okay, so that's kind of weird because it starts out kind of calm and maybe not as hot as I get the hiccups now. And not as hot as a habanero, but the heat builds. It's a little sneaky, but it's really good. Really nice fruitiness, like a bell pepper or a jalapeno, and a really sneaky heat. For sure. I'm like trying some of these other fruits to try to combat that heat. It's like I kind of should have expected something that's supposed to be like, it's almost as hot as a serrano to be hot, but it didn't start out hot until I took that second bite. Wow. I don't know if eating the other fruits takes away that heat, but I do know that they taste good. That is particularly sneaky. Wow. And I don't have to eat these other fruits, but they're just really good. And we will revisit mangosteen. I'll try to get one that's ripe and not fuzzy like that one. Oh, these are all really good. All right, now we get to the last one. This guy is quince, not Quincy, quince. And quince is native to Eastern Europe, but then it spread to Turkey and spread farther west into Europe, into the Americas. Now, quince can't really be eaten like this. It's another one that's like really hard. It's got a woody center, and you just can't eat it like this. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll cook it, and there's different ways to cook it. So some people, they say poach it like pears. I've never poached pears, but they say they poach pears in wine. If you're gonna poach something in wine, then it's gonna taste like wine. it's no longer going to taste like that fruit. So it doesn't really sound like that's the way to go. So the other thing that you can do, they turn it into a paste, which they call membrillo, and they use it to make tarts and pies and things along those lines. But if you want, you can put it in the oven, and you can roast it in the oven for. We put it in the oven for an hour and a half. That was the recommendation, an hour and a half at 350, and it totally changes everything about it. So here it is. I guess I want to get a plate for this. So you can see the difference. Now, this one is green. This one will not ripen. When they ripen, they turn yellow. And that's when you can eat them, but you just can't, you can't eat them raw no matter what stage they are. But you want to eat them when they're yellow. So this one was yellow before I started. Put it in the oven, and it's actually soft to touch. And this one is not. So that's what an hour and a half in the oven does for you. So let's go ahead, cut this open. It's just like butter, it just goes right through it. And you can see how kind of rich that is. There's still steam coming off of it. So we're just gonna take our spoon and scoop this out. I have a feeling this is gonna be hot. Oh my God, that smell. It has such a, I don't know how to describe the smell. Wow, that's really strange. I mean, it's not bad smell, it's like a perfumey kind of smell. Oh my God, it tastes like apple pie. That is nice, that is really nice. Oh yeah. Oh my God. It's hard to describe the taste because it's not. I can't say like it tastes like a roasted apple, like a baked apple. I'm sorry. It doesn't taste like a baked apple, but it almost like tastes like an apple pie, and it kind of like you could. I think if you sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on that, that'd be really nice. But that is a really, it's sweet, it's tender, really, really nice. I mean, that is like I've never had a quince like that before. Maybe, like I said, I've had quince things made with quince paste, but I've never had the quince before. That is really, really nice. So a lot of these exceptional fruit. I'm a little disappointed in the mangosteen. We just didn't catch it at the right time, and it was not right. But we'll try to redo that one. But the rest of these, if you have a chance to get these and to get them when they're fresh, all exceptional. Really, really good. Not a bad one in there. Not one that like durian. You know, some people like as soon as they open a durian, they'll run in the opposite direction. So these are all really good. I don't know where to tell you to get them. Persimmons, I think, are in season in the fall, so you might still be able to get some of those. Again, the trick is making sure that they're ripe when you eat them. You don't want to eat them before they're ripe. But the rest of these fruits, exceptional, very, very nice. Even that pepper, which has that very fruity flavor, really, really nice. So get out and get these and give them a try. But when you get out there, remember that it's crazy, so please be careful. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.